Intel continues to heighten competition in the GPU market. In today's tech video, we'll dive into Intel's newly announced ARC B580 and ARC B570 models. These GPUs seem poised to catch the attention of not only gamers but also those seeking budget-friendly high performance. So, what do these new models bring to the table against powerful competitors like the NVIDIA RTX 4060 and AMD RX 7600? Let's explore all the details together. With the ARC B series, Intel introduces XeSS 2 technology, delivering the best price-to-performance GPUs along with AI-powered features. Additionally, Intel has enhanced its previous Xe architecture, unveiling the new Xe 2 architecture with these GPUs. This upgrade offers higher GPU utilization, improved task distribution, and reduced software overhead, leading to lower latency. For instance, the time required to process a single frame has been reduced from 19.33 milliseconds to 13 milliseconds with the Xe 2 architecture. Additionally, Intel delivers higher performance in the ARC B series with a next-generation ray tracing unit. The BMGG21 GPU, featured in the B series, has been redesigned for efficiency, offering a 70% performance increase per core and a 50% boost in performance per watt. Now let's talk about Intel's XeSS technology, a competitor to NVIDIA's DLSS and AMD's FSR technologies. With XeSS super resolution, games are rendered at a lower resolution and then upscaled to a higher resolution using AI algorithms. This results in an average 47% performance boost in games. On Intel's B580 GPU, enabling XeSS in ray trace games delivers significantly higher performance and FPS gains. Intel's XeSS supports over 150 games, making it superior to AMD in this regard. However, looking at the supported titles, it's evident that XeSS needs to include higher quality games to remain competitive. In this area, it still lags behind its biggest rival, NVIDIA. Now we come to the main innovation, XeSS 2 architecture, where Intel introduces its latest technologies. This new architecture focuses on three key aspects: performance, smoothness, and responsiveness. These elements are represented by super resolution for performance, frame generation for smoothness, and low latency for responsiveness. With XeSS frame generation, Intel finally steps into frame creation technology, competing with DLSS 3 and FSR 3. This technology works similarly to NVIDIA's DLSS 3 by reconstructing optical flow. Essentially, it predicts the motion direction of rendered frames. For instance, if you're driving a motorbike in a game, the next frame is generated as if you're moving forward. XeSS frame generation excels in this task. XeSS 2 combines super resolution and frame generation technologies, enabling games to be processed at lower resolutions while being displayed at higher resolutions. This results in a massive boost in frame generation performance. Intel's XeSS 2 architecture also minimizes latency with its Xe low latency technology. Unlike traditional rendering processes which introduce delays, this system significantly reduces them. Tests conducted in F124 show that with XeSS 2 disabled, the game runs at 48 FPS with a latency of 27 milliseconds. However, enabling Intel's new technologies dramatically lowers latency while significantly improving performance. We mentioned that Intel would integrate AI-powered technologies into its next-generation GPUs. With Intel GPUs, this technology delivers enhanced performance across multiple platforms. In fact, when comparing the LLM performance of the NVIDIA RTX 4060 with the ARC B580, Intel's new GPUs have demonstrated superior results, showcasing their advantages to users. Intel has also updated its graphics software, introducing an FPS limiter as part of the new technology suite. We've already discussed the low latency mode, but overclocking features have also been enhanced. Additionally, the highly requested FPS overlay is now integrated directly into the Intel driver. For users looking to overclock their GPUs, Intel offers more customization options, as shown in the provided data. A dedicated tuning section within the software will make this process more accessible and versatile. Now it's time to talk about the features of the next-generation graphics cards. First up, we have the ARC B580 Limited Edition GPU. Intel previously released a limited edition variant for their A770 graphics card, and now we're seeing the same approach with the RC B580. This card offers higher performance, improved airflow, and operates with whisper-quiet acoustics. Here we see the specifications of the B580 and B570 graphics cards. While the number of cores in these cards is lower than in previous models, the increased performance per core ensures that these GPUs deliver higher overall performance compared to the earlier generation. The B580 comes with 12 gigabytes of memory, while the B570 features 10 gigabytes. As for the memory interface, they offer 192-bit and 160-bit bandwidths, respectively. The total power consumption is rated at 150 watts for the B570 and 190 watts for the B580. Both cards draw power exclusively through an 8-pin PCI Express power connector and support the PCI Express 4.0x8 interface. It's worth noting that they do not use the X16 interface. However, since most modern systems now support PCI Express 4.0, this shouldn't be a concern. If you're planning to upgrade the GPU in an older system, keep this in mind. These cards also support the latest video codecs and include 3 DisplayPort, 2.1 outputs, and 1 HDMI 2.1 port. According to Intel, the B580 offers 24% higher performance compared to the A750, as demonstrated in 1440p Ultra settings. While one chart highlights the raw performance boost, a second chart showcases how many times the performance has improved. This chart directly compares Intel's GPUs with NVIDIA's. At the far end, we see the GTX 1060, followed by the GTX 1660 Super. From the chart, it's clear that the B580 graphics cards deliver an average of 270% higher raster performance across 39 games at 1440p resolution. While a ray tracing comparison is also included, it doesn't seem particularly meaningful. A more appropriate comparison would have been against the RTX 3000 or RTX 4000 series GPUs, as they are more relevant benchmarks for modern ray tracing performance. Finally, we arrive at the key comparison chart: NVIDIA RTX 4060, AMD RX 7600, and Intel B580. Intel claims the B580 is 32% faster than the RTX 4060 in overall performance, while offering 25% better ray tracing capabilities. On top of that, Intel is pricing this card $50 lower than the RTX 4060. It's worth noting that these tests were conducted at 1440p resolution, and the results represent the average performance across 47 games. Here we see a much more detailed chart comparing game performance. The Intel B580 offers higher FPS than the RTX 4060 in 1440p Ultra settings, but it's important to note that Intel doesn't lead in every game. A closer look at the chart reveals differences. For instance, in Gears 5, NVIDIA achieves 84 FPS, while Intel delivers 71 FPS. On the other hand, in Cyberpunk 2077, NVIDIA offers 44 FPS, whereas Intel reaches 63 frames per second. This chart highlights the proportional performance advantage of the B580. It also underscores how NVIDIA's 8 GB of VRAM struggles in high and ultra settings, leading to lower FPS. With more than 10 GB of VRAM, the ARC B580 achieves 64% higher performance in scenarios where memory capacity becomes a limiting factor. Another noteworthy detail is that Intel has yet to attract major partners. We see brands like Acer, LS-ROC, Gunnar, Maxon, Onyx, and Sparkle supporting the ARC GPUs, but major players like Asus, MSI, and Gigabyte are noticeably absent. Hopefully, these industry giants will adopt Intel's graphics cards in the future, which would further intensify competition in the market. The Intel ARC B580 graphics card will launch on December 13, 2024, with a starting price of $249. The ARC B570 will follow, becoming available on January 16, 2025, at a starting price of $219. Intel's ARC series seems poised to make a bigger name for itself in the GPU market. The B580 and B570 in particular could be fantastic options for those looking for budget-friendly performance. Frankly, having the market dominated solely by NVIDIA and AMD isn't always ideal for users. With AMD struggling to compete effectively against NVIDIA and recently announcing its withdrawal from the high-end GPU market, Intel's ARC series fills an important gap in the mid-range segment. By offering 10 GB and 12 GB of RAM solutions as alternatives to NVIDIA's 8 GB RTX 4060, Intel provides users with a compelling choice. This competition should drive prices down and make high-performance GPUs more accessible to everyone. What do you think about this? Are you excited about Intel's new GPU lineup? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on content like this. See you in the next tech video.